What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Sometimes you feel like having a bit of cake, but you don't want to commit to buying a whole loaf of one flavor because you also like variety. Or if you're like me and you have a partner who doesn't like sweets and you can't eat a whole cake yourself. Mug cakes are great in those situations, and I also like that you can make them fresh in single serve portions. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 quick and easy healthier mug cake recipes with a base recipe that uses regular pantry or household staple ingredients. I'm really excited to share this with you because let me tell you, I really enjoyed making and eating these ones too. So without further ado, let's get into these recipes. These mug cakes are super easy and you can make them in under 5 minutes each. These recipes fill about half a standard mug, but for aesthetic and visual purposes, I've made mine in these little ramekins or bowls so that you can see the cake tops. I find this portion perfect for me, but if you like, you could also double the recipe to fill up your mug. For the first mug cake, we're going to be making a double chocolate mug cake topped with raspberry sauce, vanilla yogurt, and a dusting of cacao powder. I love a good bit of chocolate cake every now and again, and this one is fudgy and really hits the spot. To start off with, I'm going to grease my ramekin with a little bit of melted coconut oil. This makes cleanup a whole lot easier after. Then add in 2 tablespoons of plain flour, 1/3 teaspoon of baking powder, a dash of salt, and 1 tablespoon of cacao powder. Commercial cocoa powders can be loaded with sugar and has less nutrients because it's processed at higher temperatures. Cacao powder instead is packed with flavonoids, which can help lower blood pressure, improve blood flow to the brain and heart, and prevent blood clots. It's also packed with potassium, iron, and magnesium, to name a few, and has anti-inflammatory properties. All round, it's a great, healthier choice compared to standard cocoa powder. Then add in a teaspoon of melted coconut oil. Here I have mine measured and melted already. Followed by 2.5 tablespoons of milk of your choice. I'm using macadamia milk here. I haven't added any extra sugar to this because here I have about 1 tablespoon of mini dark chocolate chips, which I'm going to chuck majority in and reserve a little bit on the side to top it off with. I find this perfect for me, but if you like yours a little bit sweeter, you could also add in a teaspoon of sugar or any other granulated sweetener of your choice. Mix this all up and top it off with your remaining chocolate chips. Now off to the microwave we go, and microwave this for 40 seconds on high. Once done, check that the top is set. If it's not, chuck it in for another 10 seconds, but be careful not to overcook your cake so that it's still nice and fudgy. Once this was done, I defrosted some frozen raspberries and mashed them up lightly to make a raspberry sauce. To top it off, I just spooned on some of the raspberry sauce and put on a dollop of vanilla yogurt and gave it a little dusting of extra cacao powder. And this is a delicious, healthier double chocolate mug cake with a sweet and tart raspberry sauce and creamy yogurt. This was so good and the texture was so nice and fudgy. Next, we're gonna be making a cinnamon maple mug cake topped with apples and a dollop of vanilla yogurt. Again, grease your ramekin with a little brushing of melted coconut oil. Then add in 2.5 tablespoons of plain flour, 1/3 teaspoon of baking powder, a small dash of salt, and a good dash of cinnamon. I love the taste of cinnamon, so I'm adding some in now, and you'll see that I added a couple of extra heavy dashes again later on. I feel like cinnamon is an underrated superfood because it's a pretty common ingredient, but it has great antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. It's also antibacterial and has been found to help ease digestive discomfort. So if you like cinnamon like I do, it's not a bad idea to start adding a dash into your morning oatmeal, lattes, or yogurt. Then add in a teaspoon of melted coconut oil, followed by 1.5 tablespoons of milk, half a tablespoon of pure maple syrup for its delicious flavor and sweetness, and 1/3 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then I have here about a tablespoon worth of small diced fresh apples. I love including fruit into mug cakes because they really add some nice natural sweetness and textures to the cake. Mix this all up. And again, microwave for 40 seconds on high. If the top isn't set yet, you can heat for another 10 seconds, but be careful not to overcook your mug cake. I topped this off with some reserved diced fresh apples, a dollop of creamy vanilla yogurt, and added another dash of cinnamon on top. This was delicious, and the two different textures of the apple, the cooked and the crisp fresh ones, were so good. Again, the cake texture was so nice and moist. This is kind of like a cake version of a warm apple pie. The last mug cake that we're going to be making is a lemon vanilla blueberry mug cake topped with some extra blueberries, honey, and fresh lemon rind. This is kind of my ode to a blueberry lemon muffin, but as a mug cake version. Grease your ramekin or mug with some melted coconut oil, and add in 2.5 tablespoons of plain flour, 1/3 teaspoon of baking powder, and a small dash of salt. Then add in a teaspoon of melted coconut oil, followed by 1.5 tablespoons of milk, half a tablespoon of natural honey for sweetness, and 1/3 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then here I have some fresh lemon zest to add in for a fresh citrus flavor. I zested half a medium lemon and kept some as reserve for topping. Mix this all up until it's a well-combined batter. Then add in a few blueberries. If you're using defrosted frozen berries like I was, be sure to drain well before adding in so that your cake doesn't get too soggy. Also, I'm poking them into my batter carefully so that their natural blue color doesn't bleed out too much so that the batter doesn't turn completely blue. Blueberries are high in antioxidants and vitamins, and even frozen berries retain a lot of its awesome health benefits, so don't worry if you're not able to get your hands on fresh ones. By now, you know the drill. Microwave your mug cake batter for 40 seconds on high and check if the top is set. If it's not, you can heat it for another 10 seconds, being careful not to overcook your mug cake. I topped this one off with some reserved blueberries, a small drizzle of extra honey, and a sprinkling of some reserved lemon zest. This mug cake was delicious with juicy blueberries, a tang of the lemon, and that delicious honey and vanilla flavor. Alright, I hope you guys found this video helpful and enjoyed the different flavors and health benefits of some of its ingredients. If you did like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe because it really helps to support my channel, and I'll be back in 2 weeks with another video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!